I just want to acknowledge real quick
Yes.
that Christopher Motley is our first ever repeat guest. Can we just?
That's right.
Can we just?
Two-peat.
Look at what I did just there. Look what I just did.
I'm pushing
I hit
for
that button.
I'm pushing for a three-peat.
A three-peat?
Yeah.
I'm
So
telling-
we'll see. We'll see. Thanks for coming back because you're a busy guy.
No, thank
And,
you guys so much.
You know what? We're going to ask him this too because you always bring it. This is a great point. I want to ask him because he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
Chris, why would you even say yes to this?
My first response in my head is because you guys are honest guys and you're true blue guys. I can tell that.
Oh,
I don't say that to get your favor. I just, when I see you guys' content, the last time I was here, it's that you guys really tell your heart what you feel. And you, in my opinion, I don't think you necessarily care what people necessarily you do care about what people think, but you just give your opinion and you can just tell that you're true blue and you really just care about people and you're honest. That's all that to say. That's why.
dadgum,
Man,
dude.
that was better than I was expecting.
Truly. Because you can, I mean, you guys know as well as I do that you can be around certain individuals and you can tell right off the bat if you're going to get along. But it's not about me getting along with you guys. I can just tell that you're there to listen and you will tell me what you truly think. You're not, trying to get my favor or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, what's funny is since I met you because of this, just in my circles of having conversations, we'll be talking about something health wise and locally and things like that. And I went to see this guy. My friends or something are telling the story, and we're both talking about you, but we didn't know it. And I'm like, wait, do you know Motley? Like you've been going to him too? Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's been fun to try to make those connections since meeting you.
Oh, I think over the years, I've been like 21, 22 years here. And
It's a lot of people.
a lot of people. I think treating wise, one of my a doctor asked me. He said you need to know how many people you treat just because it's good for averages. I don't know. He was trying to get to some kind of consensus. It's been over 100-something thousand people I've treated over.
Oh my
Yeah, I ended up on the
No
numbers.
wonder everybody I meet is just I could just ask them first
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. It's
Have you
on
seen
time.
Motley?
Yeah.
and you're gonna get
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
You mean that crazy skinny guy over there? Like, and has he does all the Chinese stuff.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've been doing some crazy stuff, but we'll get into it.
Oh my
Doing some
gosh.
crazy
I
stuff.
love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But we want to hear about you first.
Yeah, I
What
want to
do you
hear
got?
like how give us like how is Dr. Motley's world right now? What's going on? Just give us how are you feeling? Like what's going on?
To make it interesting, to always encourage self-care. I did I'll say retire, but I pulled back from in-person practice because I didn't want to fully go totally virtual as a lot of people did in COVID. So I cut my weeks back. So I treat just a few days, like probably a week out of the month, and then I do the rest mostly in virtual because I wanted to necessarily practice what I tell people to do. I was finding this out, though, that I had advice from my other doctor friends, and I'd go get treated by them. So they were saying, like, their kidney signals and kidney and heart were getting a little fatigued, and they could tell that my stress and cortisol levels were getting a little bit too out of hand. And so when we talk about anything, cortisol, testosterone, you can always see those little precursors that tell you that your cortisol is getting to a point where it could cause like blood sugar issues and things of that sort. Even though I take care of myself, I try my best to. So I decided, no, I'm going to cut this off at the pass. I don't want to, get sick or have heart issues. My mom had a stroke about 4 or 5 years ago. My dad had a mini heart attack. This is years ago. So there's the family line has heart issues. So I decided to pull back. I still stay pretty busy. Still do the podcast. I did a little bit, not to say a break, but I had so many in the backlog, we had to let those run. So possibly there could be maybe like some literature, maybe write a book in the future they've asked me about doing. And then, but working on people, I try to keep my hands on people, as many people as I can for everybody out there. I do think there's something to it to keep your grit going,
Right.
So that's me, and I really haven't taken much necessarily time off, but that's what I've been doing. I mean, just rearranging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I always thought cortisol was like this ghost that you couldn't track. But how do you track stress?
Stress though, when you do
Not to rabbit hole for a second.
No,
but I was
I'm
curious about that.
Hey, I'm here for it.
No, you can do. There's Dutch test, and that's the common one. A Dutch test is you can get a complete hormonal panel and just pee. It's a urine analysis.
No kidding.
So what they'll do is they'll tell you, why don't you urinate in the morning, right? And in the middle of the day in the afternoon. So they measure your cortisol levels in your urine, and they'll tell you how high it is and how low it
I
is.
had no idea you could measure that.
You can totally do
That's
it.
helpful.
So, like, for instance, if you did have burnout cortisol, if you had thyroid issues, your cortisol levels should spike in the morning because that's when you get your get up and go.
Yeah.
Because so for people who don't know, cortisol basically, it signals to your liver and to your muscles to release sugar into your blood.
Because you're getting ready.
You're ready to
looking
go.
down the day.
Let's get going. And
Okay.
so your cortisol level should get higher. By the middle of the day, it should be toward midway of the normal range. And then by the evening, it should go low. But if you ever get your cortisol levels measured and your cortisol is necessarily kind of low in the morning and it shoots up in the afternoon, you're in adrenal burnout because you can't get going in the day because your cortisol levels should rebuild at night. Like you're resting, your cortisol should rebuild, replenish, get like built in parts of your body that actually helps shoot it up in
So
the
it's
morning.
not all negative.
No. It's
you need it to.
no, cortisol
It's a spark plug.
You have to have it. Like
Yep.
you will not let. So cortisol is for long-term stress. Adrenaline is for short-term.
Okay.
So if you get your cortisol, measured and it's sort of wavering, like it's slow in the morning, that means you've been burning the candles at both ends for a long time. This is not something that just happened.
Okay.
So I tell people some of the biggest things in cortisol. Do you get up in the middle of the night and pee? Like, I get a few times at night. What's your sleep level? So people get the Oura ring. You guys have heard that. And they'll measure and they'll say, well, you're not getting into deep REM sleep, but certain levels of sleep. There's a great book, if you guys want to read, it's called Why We Sleep. And he talks about the certain levels of sleep. If you don't reach them, your cortisol is jacked up. And so what happens is you're not mending, like parts of your brain not mending, your testes aren't mending, your reproductive system and your urinary system. And that's really important for testosterone too. So I know it's a lot of technicality, guys.
I can't not go there with him.
I know. Well, I love
can't
it.
not
I
keep
love
going.
it. I love it. He should come on every day, every single day.
3P.
I do think we want to spend the bulk of the time talking about the big T, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The big T.
Yeah.
Big T.
And,
Which
I
was
just.
a great warm up right there.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean,
We
anytime-
already went testes.
Anytime you hear the word testes,
You
know
know.
you're in for something good.
Besties with, sorry.
Oh, that's right.
That's about all I know.
But
That's where it's made.
I'm curious though because we're going to talk about the big T, testosterone.
Yeah.
I will confess to you
Mm-hmm.
that as I think about testosterone as a 48-year-old man, I just turned 48 yesterday.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
brother.
I appreciate it, brother.
Happy birthday, brother.
I don't know if I mentioned that, Winston. It was my birthday yesterday.
I know,
I only told people like
I walked in
1,000
like
times.
I walked in and I'm just like, what's going on? What are we doing next?
Yeah.
Just office buddies. Don't even know.
But as I think about it, I only think about it when it comes to sexual health.
Mhm.
I think about it when it comes to libido, a man's sexual health. That's kind of my narrow-minded way of viewing testosterone. I know it's more important than that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure I fully understand why it's more important than that. Like, can you just start off with like sharing with us a little bit about why is this? What is this hormone? Why is it so important? What does it affect?
And I think the reason that we wanted to talk about this
Yeah.
is because I feel like in our stage of life, you're talking about golf, kids sports, fall, football, and testosterone. Testosterone is coming up a lot, and I'll be 40 next year, and so I guess it just starts to become like this. It's become an interest locally for me in just my different circles.
Yes.
I don't think there was ever that. I never mentioned that word at 30. You know.
No.
So are we just like old men sitting around just being like, "Hey man, have you heard of TRT and have you got your levels checked?" And I'm like, man, I feel geriatric, but it is a topic, and that's why we also wanted to talk about it because I feel like there's some listeners that would be interested in that.
Oh, I think, side note, I don't want to go to too many trails, so I try to stay pretty focused. But the TRT, it's really important, even when you say you're getting close to 40, and I'll explain what it is. But I even had a few patients that are in the special forces, and they're like literally big dudes. And he reported that many of his friends, and he's only in his mid to late 20s, and they are all on TRT already.
No
Oh
way.
man.
And they literally, and no knock against the military service. My dad's veteran. I'm just saying that the doctors, they don't know what to do, in my opinion, with these young guys who just burn their cortisol and their testosterone to the max. They have no more to rebuild. So I'll get into that. So they don't have enough testosterone, so they're just getting injected with more testosterone, and they're getting sick because it's messing up the hormonal system. So
No kidding.
yeah, I mean, it was pretty alarming the way, and I'll tell you more about it, but testosterone is vital not only for your sexual health, to have a good erection, to help you during sex. I know that's what's really important for guys, because that's what really drives us a lot.
It's all I think about.
That's all you
basically.
think about, right? But one of the things
It's what I'm thinking about right now.
yeah.
Kimberly.
Yeah.
You did. You
I'll
did
see you
start
tonight.
You did start with. I only associate testosterone with libido. So
I mean, it is. It is.
But
that
yes.
is okay.
But I would say this: testosterone for guys would be something, especially for mobility. I know that sounds a little bit corny, but as we get older, we value our neurology, our nervous system would value mobility and mind, thinking, viability in your brain more than you would sexual health. Honestly, okay.
Like plasticity?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
you would rather, I mean, most people say, would I rather have sex when I get older, or would I rather be mobile and have my mind? So you have, there's a little bit of a,
it's a coin flip
there's
for me.
there's a coin flip.
Yeah.
But testosterone gets made from the cholesterol that's made by your liver, okay? So testosterone helps your muscles stay strong. So that's one of the biggest things I just want people to know. If you want to have full muscles and not flaccid, flabby muscles when you get older, you have to keep your testosterone levels high. And what does that mean for you? Joint health, joint mobility, and blood flow, not only to the male parts and to your testes, but you have to have blood flow to your heart and to your brain. And testosterone is a huge benefit for the actual blood flow because of muscle contraction. So if your testosterone goes low, you won't build your muscle, you won't push your blood flow where it needs to go. That's why I'm saying that's one of your biggest things that you're going to ever have. Now, here's the nerd part. Testosterone is made from cholesterol. Your liver makes cholesterol, right? So you need to eat good fats. You need to eat almonds and fish and tuna, anything that has
avocados,
avocados,
olive oil.
flaxseed,
Yeah.
olive oil. You need to eat those. So your liver takes all that ground material and breaks it down and makes cholesterol. It then gets made into a thing called pregnenolone,
Can I ask you the good cholesterol?
good cholesterol,
Is that HDL?
HDL.
Okay.
But, and then without getting too confusing, there's HDL and LDLs, okay? But there are some good forms of LDL. I don't want to get too confusing. But when you have a good cholesterol, your cholesterol is needed. And why is it needed? Sidetrack, is that if you ever got injured, like I hit my arm, I ruptured a tendon, your cholesterol will go to that area and use as base material to patch up your cells that got injured,
Never knew that.
right?
I thought it was just good cholesterol and it was just out there and you just want the number to be good. I didn't know what it did.
Not at all. And so what
Okay.
happens, you go to the doctor and they'll go, well, your cholesterol's at 220 or 230, right? And you go, oh, no, I got to go take a statin. But what if you had an injury in your body that you didn't know about, or an infection in an organ, and your body's sending cholesterol to those cells to mend it up? And that's what's happening. So people have high cholesterol, high inflammation markers, and they automatically get put on a statin. And all they really had was an infection or an injury. Okay, so
No kidding.
yep, the cholesterol does that, but the cholesterol gets made into pregnenolone, and then there's two things that happens. Either your pregnenolone, which is the building block from cholesterol, gets made into a thing called progesterone, right? Progesterone,
Yep.
and progesterone will eventually be made into testosterone. There's
Progesterone, male and female have?
yes, you have it.
Interesting.
Yes,
Okay.
you have to have. You even make, not trying to be funny, lactating hormones. You have to. It
Yeah.
helps with breast health.
We
for
have
men.
some estrogen.
It has estrogen.
yeah.
You definitely
Okay.
do. And so when it goes into the progesterone will be finagled down into testosterone and DHEA and testosterone, and then that will actually break down into estrogens. So you have to have healthy cholesterol. You have to have enough liver to make the testosterone.
Okay, then where do the testes come in?
Definitely.
Because I was just thinking. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
a little surprised that we're talking liver and cholesterol.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
straight to the
Nope. And then
Exactly.
production
That's
plant.
why I
The
asked
production
Like
plant.
that's the way I think about it.
That's right.
I know it's more important.
So
God,
this,
I don't- I
the
don't
other,
understand.
This is why you're here.
I know.
if for men's health though, I want the guys to look at it and go, dude, okay, what does that mean? The other pathway though, instead of making progesterone that eventually makes testosterone, could go to cortisol. So what happens is if you're too stressed, you'll take a lot of that base material, your cholesterol, progesterone, or pregnenolone, and make stress hormone
Instead of
testosterone. So if you're more stressed, you
way.
will rob your body of the ability to make testosterone.
sorry, progesterone.
Dadgum,
I just
dude.
want to apologize to progesterone.
Yep. Progesterone is
I
feeling.
forced it to make cortisol.
Yep. That's what happens.
I mean, my testosterone's low. I've tested it.
yeah.
I'm not going to say my number on here,
Yep.
but It's low.
It's low.
It's 110.
That is
No,
not
I'm just
true.
kidding.
My gosh.
Just
My
kidding.
muscle. But what happens is the reason that you'd feel weak or tired, and when you have more cortisol than testosterone, is testosterone builds your muscle. Cortisol will signal to your liver and to your muscles to pull the sugar out of them so you have enough sugar in your blood to actually function. So people who have high cortisol eventually start to feel weak and flaccid. You don't feel like having sex. You don't feel like having a libido. You don't even have enough blood flow to get an erection. It's because you basically robbed all that to make cortisol. Now, when we talk about the testes, there's a lot of things I can tell you about, but when the testes are involved, testes are where the testosterone is made. A lot of your hormones are made. They're your sex hormones, your estrogen, your testosterone, and progesterone. A certain amount of adrenaline is made in your testes as well. But I'm going to say testicular health, they even say in Chinese medicine, is very, very vital. And to the point, and this sounds really funny to people, I know, but when you have any type of, they call it dampness, they call it mucus, seriously, around the testes, if they are very tired and they've been used, like you have kids, if you don't rebuild the testes with eating well, like if you don't, like people love carnivore, why? And you need to do minerals. I'm serious, vitamins, even doing good proteins, because the testes will starve. And what happens is they start to not produce the testosterone. That's what's happening. So people will tell you what would actually drive the force away from your testes. Chinese medicine, they even tell you to do testicular massage because the arteries around your testes get brittle, they get old, and if you don't nourish your body full with food, they will get stiff, and so your testes will shrink, and that's a true thing. So sometimes I give patients sheep testicle glandular.
I thought you were about to say sometimes I give them testicular massages. I was going to be like, what? We got to cut this off.
Dude, that was the best. I'm sorry. Guys,
Yeah, you've mentioned sheep testicle in like a
Yep.
in like a supplement form.
Supplement
right?
form.
Yeah,
Ground
you're
up
48 now.
capsules.
You can say whatever. You
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
I can say
you're-
whatever I
you're
want.
Whatever.
I do not care.
Do
anymore.
not care.
Nope.
Oh yeah, I think the sheep testicles is a really good way. If you were living a hard life, which most guys are that listen to you guys are just running hard, and I get that. And if you have low testosterone, to me, I would say you really have to sit back and to help with testicular health. There's a few things. If this is going too far, like what you would need to do just to get the blood flow to your testes, squats, bridges. You have to do those kind of exercises that would actually bring blood flow up to your crotch area. Mobility.
Yeah.
And there's a few herbs I can mention, but the testes are important. And man, I can go down the route, but rabbit hole? But what are some of the things they've shown that actually has hindered the testes from producing testosterone? And that was in my opinion, and from the data, is the advent and the implications of glyphosates and pesticides. And what they had found in many of these research projects is that the actual heavy metals and the toxicities in these pesticides actually cut off a lot of the receptor sites around your testes that keeps them from absorbing the nutrients you need to grow the testes. So is that making sense? Like you have these keyholes. I'm sorry I'm going down this whole route, but
And when you say pesticides, like I think Roundup stuff
Roundup.
like that. Okay,
Roundup.
using that kind of crap.
so if you let's say for instance, all of us just ate Wheaties or Pop-Tarts or something, and there's a lot of Roundup. But if you look at the data, like even from the late 1990s, even before that, long before that, they've shown a steady decline in testosterone with individuals since the putting heavier Roundup into our culture. It's basically a direct timeline. You can see that testosterone, especially in young men in their 20s, their testosterone levels have steadily declined. And especially guys in our 40s to 60s, it's been major since Roundup's been used.
But I'm gonna call it processed foods though.
Yep.
Because the
Yep.
other stuff wouldn't get around all that the pesticides.
All the processed foods that you see, they
Okay.
usually have it on there. So, and I want to get too confusing, guys, but the thing is, you can't look back and, I ate those kind of foods that had processed. We all did. But the issue is whenever you take those foods and you get them into your body, they just block the keyholes to your testes. That's the way, and they can't get the nutrients in there. And then eventually your testes get tired and shrivel up. That's what happens. And so your testosterone goes down.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's a really big, hard thing to think about all the foods we eat and stuff.
Okay. I just want to take a minute here and say, because I would love I would love for the listener to walk away with 4 things they can do to naturally grow in their testosterone health. I'm hearing mobility, diet, testicle massages.
That's a new one for me.
That's
I can't wait
Chris.
to explore it.
Yeah, so I want to touch on. I definitely want to touch on supplements.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then just anything else. So that's what I want people to walk away with. Is
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Just do that.
keep it into that, like, hey, here's the four
three.
things. Like this is what I can do, because I'm actually talking about myself. So
Before we get to that, okay, before I want to lead up to it a little bit more. I want to understand. So now I understand a little bit more about why it's important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I understand why is it that as we age,
Mm-hmm.
this becomes an issue for us. What is it about growing older
Mm-hmm.
that decreases our testosterone?
Yes. Normally, there's different camps. So some camps would say that our need to actually to basically make more babies
Okay.
goes down. So naturally, our bodies take the attention away from the cells that are in our testes to create more sperm. Now, we create millions and millions of sperm compared to a lady creating an egg. But what happens is there are men, and I'm not kidding, that they've done virility tests on, and they've stayed very virile and fertile, till their late 70s and 80s. And the reason being is because why it goes down is we have low amount of minerals and low amount of vitamin intake as we get older, and our stem cells stop working, especially around our 30s. So naturally, our stem cells direct our cells to become something. That's what your stem cells do. When our stem cells stop directing certain cells to become sperm or something else like that, you have a decrease in your sperm production. Testosterone goes down. And so you start to see not only stem cells, but there's certain activity, especially within the cells of the testicular area, that actually start to reduce by 40s and 50s. Now, this is the key. I hope that makes sense. So you actually get older, your body says, I don't need them that much more. But if you start to supplement heavier with certain minerals and certain vitamins that actually help build the testes, you'll actually have testicular health and you could actually stay pretty fertile. I've had guys that have had children in their 70s. I'm not kidding. They've had that. And so, but that's the reason that it naturally gets lower. I don't think, in my opinion, definitely that we get old just because you're getting old. I do believe it's the amount of toxicities and the amount of nutrient depletion we have in our bodies that we get low testosterone. That answers the questions. So that's but it's a natural biology. A lot of doctors would say that. They would say, well, you're just getting older, your stem cells stop working, your certain cells within the area start producing, testosterone.
right.
It's not, in my opinion, you just have to keep your testicular health up to par.
Yeah.
Much like women go through menopause because their reproduction and procreation duties in their body are done.
Yep.
Yep. And so
That's why they say
there's no more eggs.
there's
And,
no more eggs.
and it feels like the same for us. We peak at 25, 30, and our
And you're done.
reproductive purpose, for lack of a better word, just by design,
Exactly. Yeah.
kind of starts to diminish from there.
That's right. And the thing is, like, if the diminished need to have a baby gets lower to actually have children, then, but you still don't want your sex drive to diminish as you get older as a guy. You
Right.
don't want that. So that's why peptide therapy has really been around for many, many years. I've studied peptide therapy like 15 years ago, but you're starting to see really good peptides because peptides are just basically parts of proteins. Just remember that. Parts of protein strands that act as signaling mechanisms to tell your cells to do a certain job. That's what they do. So you eat these peptides, they go to a cell, they basically tell the cell what to do, like start producing this, start producing that. And there are many things now where there are peptides that actually build testicular health. There's actually peptides that they use to build ovarian health. And you'll see some of these individuals that have tremendous testosterone levels. I have a friend who was having problems because he has cortisol levels, he has low testosterone, started getting rising in blood pressure, a little bit of issues with his blood sugar. Started taking the peptides. He would stack them and do little injections or do them orally. Blood pressure came back down, lost 14 pounds, says, I can bike like I've never biked before, and he's in his late 50s. So now there's a thing, without getting too controversial, I'm saying the FDA has stopped using certain types of peptides. You have to have a peptide attached to another molecule to actually start using it. You can only do it if it's for research purposes only. So like Ozempic and things of that sort, right? They're using those.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Those are peptides?
Yep. There's
Okay.
a form of peptide.
I don't think I understood that.
Yes, it's a form of peptide. What it's doing is signaling to your cells to diminish your cravings for food, to actually tell your liver to help with blood sugar balance, keep your blood sugar lower, so you're less prone
Wow.
to eat. I'm sorry, that's a lot. I know, guys, but
No, that's
really,
good.
No.
peptide therapy. So what we top thing? Peptide therapy would really help with testosterone levels.
Yeah.
Truly, yes.
Now, okay. Now, when you say
But I haven't
peptide
heard about
therapy,
that.
Yeah.
well, and that's the thing is when you say peptide therapy, are all peptides falling in that like Ozempic category, or are there different
Oh no,
Shouldn't you
peptides
just be able to Amazon peptides for
You
your
should.
testosterone right now?
you should. But peptide therapy is Ozempic and those GLPs. They call them GLPs. Fall under peptides, but there are hundreds and hundreds. There may be thousands of peptides. The reason they got really popular is because the Russians, this is one story, when they had like Chernobyl and different types of radiation, and they had nuclear power plants that went bonkers in those areas.
Yeah.
All the Russian soldiers were getting sick from radiation poison therapy or from radiation poisoning. And so they used peptides to actually rebuild the tissue in their body. And a lot of those people were coming out of their cancer. Now, I'm not saying it kills cancer. I'm not saying it heals cancer. But they were using peptide therapy. And so the Russians...
to regenerate healthy cells.
That's why the Russians, I'm not saying they may have done things with steroids. I don't know that whole story. But they used peptide therapy for their athletes because it built their tissue back up. So if you look under peptide, everybody, don't be overwhelmed. It is overwhelming. But there's peptides to help you rebuild your muscles, to rebuild your joints, to rebuild your brain. There's even reports for people who've had strokes and minor heart attacks. If they got enough high dose of certain peptides, some of the reporting, that all of their stroke symptoms went totally away after they were administered really 3 to 4 days after the stroke. Because the signaling mechanism of the protein is given back to the body.
Fascinating.
I'm telling you. So as men, I'm just saying for all the guys out there, I mean, seriously, you go, what would we do? Really, like there's a thing called Vital Stream or Vita Stream, Vita Stream. I'm just saying, look into peptide therapies for somebody who can help you with your testosterone levels. I've seen patients and I've seen people do tremendous things with it, honestly.
No kidding.
Yeah. And you'll build muscle quick if you get the right stack. So
Is it intravenous?
you
Or-
can you
or is it-
get a little insulin syringe. You can just stack them yourself, or you can take them orally.
When you say stack them,
Stacking means if you know those little balls you see where the people are pulling out the liquid from the needle,
Right.
You can take the peptides and you can mix them with bacteriocytic water, which is clean water, and you can put like so much amount of like 3 to 4, maybe 5 peptides in one syringe, and you can use it.
I'm so
I know it's guys. I know it's sort of like mind numbing, but when you're talking about testosterone,
it's not mind numbing. It feels exciting to me.
yeah,
I just can't believe nobody's heard about it. Well, I haven't heard about it, and I'm talking about it all the time. All of my friends go straight to TRT,
yep, they go right to TRT.
which is testosterone
Replacement
therapy.
I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Therefore, your body, it goes straight to the hormones, so your body ends up not creating it as much.
Exactly
because
right.
It's artificially there.
Yeah,
Peptides signal your body to make it.
exactly right.
Huge difference.
Huge difference, because what happens is if you're getting the end product, right? We get the end product of testosterone. Your testes aren't getting any signal from your brain to keep producing testosterone. There's no need. So if you put a signaling mechanism in the body and start rebuilding the testes tissue, you'll start creating the tissue that will create the testosterone.
Is this at Walmart or?
No.
Yeah, well, I'm curious. How would you? Because I would put myself in the category of I would be very interested in peptide therapy.
I would
for
let
this.
Chris give me one of those.
No, totally.
I would let you do it.
Where do you even go to begin exploring this?
Yeah, well,
How do you? Because I would imagine you said something about. Did you mention FDA?
Yeah.
That I go. Okay, that feels a little bit like maybe there's the Wild West out there. There's a bunch of junk. Maybe peptides that you can get into.
That's why you always get
Yeah.
You can get there's a lot of great like peptidescience.com. I'm saying there's some really very good peptide therapy or peptide sources.
Yeah,
And
because
they're-
I don't want to wake up the next day and look like Chewbacca.
No,
Yeah.
truly,
Just like,
truly. And I'm not trying to tell people to do
testosterone
it.
back.
But that's one thing that got me was that everything is
I don't know how to make a Chewbacca sound.
Peptide.
I tried.
That's like-
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
that's really good.
Thanks so much.
Talent
guys.
unlocked.
Thanks, guys. I got the voice to match. All right, peptides. I'm all in.
If you do it, just you can go look at. I'll give you guys, but peptidescience.com. And what happens is when you research it, they'll tell you all the peptides and what they do. And there is a lot of good information and great YouTube. I can give it to you for the show notes. I'll give you some really good
That'd be great.
YouTube videos of really legit smart guys that will tell you how to do, how to do that, how to research them, and
You
they're
go to
all
a clinic maybe?
You can. You go third party tested,
Like a
where they're
low
really
T
clean.
clinic or something?
Some of them do that. There's
Okay.
some that are out in Arizona, and there's a lot of good places out there and there's probably some here too. I just haven't researched them here, but I just do it myself, And I would say this though, if you do research peptides and you start to get in more in depth with it, don't let it overwhelm you. There's a few that are just basic ones that everybody needs that will help your testosterone level get higher. And so I was really intrigued with it. And like you said, Chewbacca.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, I heard about thymosin and BPC 157, all these numbers. Remember?
What? Oh, okay. You're the one who brought it up, dude. Because I got BPC 157 sitting in my medicine cabinet.
Yeah,
at the
it's
house.
a peptide.
Yeah.
And what it does is it rebuilds the mucosal lining of your gut. So people with Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, they'll take that and they have reports of it healing their GERD, their ulcerative colitis, because it signals to their gut.
I knew my GERD was feeling better.
That's right.
Man,
I don't even know what a GERD
But-
is.
great, man. Your GERD looks great.
Don't worry about it making you look like Chewbacca
You have
either.
peptides in your
I have a
medicine cabinet
BP
and didn't know.
157. BPC 157?
Yep.
Yep.
And when you do it, don't worry, because I was saying the same thing. I'm just like you. I literally do healthcare all day, and I was like, I'm gonna wait a while. I waited 10, maybe 12 years before, because I was literally thinking, will these peptides signal something that it shouldn't signal?
Yeah, yeah.
But everybody that's done it has done well. So okay, I know peptides one way, but I'll give you guys some real fast download, like herbs.
Love this.
Okay,
Yeah.
really? If you guys, pine needle. I know it sounds crazy. If you use pine needle actually carries small forms of testosterone. So you can do pine needle tea. You can actually do pine needle types of supplements. It actually has
Talking about Christmas is coming up.
Christmas.
Oh, baby.
I'm telling you, get those pine needles
Pine
off the
needle
tree,
tea.
soak that up, drink it down. I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling
You're
you.
not really
No
getting
way.
pine
You're gonna have
needles.
some girth down
You're not
south.
really
I'll
getting
tell you that.
no way.
Hold on. We're not really getting pine needles off of a pine tree.
No, no.
And boiling it.
Yes,
And you boil it
you can boil it. Yes.
and
Yes.
strain it out.
Strain out. And you can get pine needle, and they have supplements, and they actually are for small forms of testosterone, and they're precursors for DHEA that make testosterone. So people report that their testosterone goes up like really well with pine needle.
Okay.
Nettle.
This is why you're here.
Nettle.
Okay.
If you do a nettle tea, will clean your kidneys. Kidney helps with blood flow to your penis to help with your testes.
I don't know what nettle is.
Nettle's like it's a stinging nettle. You ever heard of those? Like people take nettle tea to help clean the kidneys, also help with allergies.
Okay.
So you can get a nettle supplement or nettle tea.
Okay.
One of the big popular ones is one called Noni. It's called Morinda. Please write that down. I'm serious. Morinda, Morinda. It's great Chinese medicine herb for testosterone. So Morinda, pine needle, nettle. And some of my favorites, though, that I really do like are Ayurvedic herbs that actually help with this, too. So if you take those three, just one of those three, you can actually add in one called ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a really big, and ashwagandha will give you the strength of a horse, but helps you sleep well, too. So you don't have to do all these, but research them. And another one, Shilajit. You ever heard of Shilajit out there?
She legit.
Shilajit.
legit to quit.
Exactly.
Everybody
She
talks
legit.
about
Ashwagandha too was also that's the country in Black Panther, right?
what?
Ashwagandha. They defended their country.
No, that's Uganda.
Man,
No,
I
it's
think
not
that's a
Uganda.
country. But I don't know.
I am making a
haven't seen
joke, but it does sound really similar to Ashwagandha.
Sure,
It's like
yeah.
it's Wakanda, maybe. I think
Wakanda, Ashwagandha.
Yeah. Never mind. I'm sorry.
How
I was
about this
making a
one?
Marvel movie joke.
Because I've been researching the supplements. That's about all I've done, and I bought some.
Yep.
And it's got ashwagandha, it's got boron, it has the Shilajit in there, and then there's the proprietary blend of a bunch of it's just the melting pot of herbs.
Yep.
One of them is horny goat leaf.
Horny goat weed's awesome.
Horny
So,
goat.
horny goat weed. You put
Is that
horny
a
goat.
flower?
It's the best name.
No, it's an actual weed.
It's a weed. Okay.
And what they did find was when they say horny, because goats would eat it and they would get really big erections from it, and so, but they found that it
That's
happens.
the easiest discovery.
It totally.
That farmer.
You're
Yeah.
standing around, you're like,
That farmer is
That's
just like,
Yeah.
that's
think
a
I just-
big goat erection.
all right, we're gonna farm this
Let
now.
me try to eat what he's eating.
We're gonna farm this now. What an easy
I
discovery.
love hanging out with you guys. This is the best. I mean, you could do the proprietary blend, which will get your testosterone rise. Like you're doing the right thing, man. And just if you guys do a blend, or if you do those kind of herbals, and you start using like red light therapy, you guys heard about that?
Yeah.
Do red light sauna. It's shown that the near infrared, it goes about 1 inch to 2 inch into the skin. I'm not kidding. I have patients. I have them do like a red light wrap, and they put it right over their lap while they're sitting down, and it revitalizes the testes while you're watching TV or YouTube. put that over
And
your lap.
that's like cell regeneration. Is
Exactly
that
right.
right?
Mitochondrial regeneration.
Mitochondria. Okay.
You'll notice what will happen is once you do that, maybe 15 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week, you'll start noticing possibly that the testes start to, they'll itch sometimes. I know it sounds funny. They itch, they kind of feel different. It's because the blood flow is flowing to those areas. Then cold showers or cold baths, the reason they do it is because it revitalizes your body's instinct to actually help with luteinizing hormone. It actually builds this hormone to help you with more testosterone production. So those are just some basic ones you could do. I know it's a lot, guys.
Golly,
Too much.
dude.
Cold,
But I mean,
cold exposure therapy.
yeah,
That's good stuff.
it is a little overwhelming.
I'm
to
sorry,
think
guys.
of- No,
Sorry, guys,
dude.
yeah.
You're doing. I love all of this.
Yeah.
But I go, it is a little overwhelming to me as a 48-year-old man to think about, okay, here's what I need to do. In the morning, I need to be doing squats and mobility exercises. And then I'm going to take my shower and I'm going to take a cold shower. And then I'm going to do some red light. I've got a red light machine. I'm going to do I'm going to lay that thing on my junk for how long? 10 minutes, 20, whatever.
10 to 15
I'm going to do the red
minutes.
light therapy. Then I'm going to do some really great protein, high quality protein shake. Then I'm going to take my supplement, my herbs. Then I'm going to take my peptide stack. It's like,
And you need to
There's
sleep
a lot.
really well.
That's exactly right. Sleep really well.
That's when it's
Okay.
made.
But if you guys wanted to, and I understand, let's like just say forget all that, and I want to just do a couple things, or
yeah.
I really love the way you found a combination. To me, if you found a great herb, that a combination of those, that's number one. And then you did like a good sheep testicle, seriously, glandular pill, because they've done reports on it. And I've had patients that literally women get low testosterone. Women have no sex drive. If you're a guy and you have a lot of sex drive and your woman doesn't have sex drive, they literally have had patients and the women had low amounts and their doctor's like, we got to get your testosterone up. I even tested, I do kinesiology testing and some, frequency testing, and they needed sheep testicle. And you're like, what? I'm like, no. And their testosterone rises dramatically. Sheep testicles raise your testosterone really well. So if you just do those two things, the herbals and a good glandular. And when I say clean out, the reason those herbs are so good for you is they will clean your testicular area as well as rebuild. They help them mature and clean out. So have you guys...
Like a detox.
Have you ever guys, whenever you get done with a hard day, a hard workout, and you take off your undies to go shower and you're like, good heavens, that doesn't smell like... That's a horrible, like,
Interesting.
and you go there and sometimes, guys know this, maybe some girl, you're sitting there and you've worked out, but you go, man, there's a little bit rank, a little rank down
Shout
there.
out Gold Bond.
Yep. Shout out Gold Bond. Why is that? Those
All the
areas-
chemicals.
all those areas.
You're probably not helping yourself with the Gold Bond.
I'm not using the medicated kind. That stuff's crazy.
All right. Okay.
Shacks in the
I'm
house.
not. I'm not using baby powder. That was proven. The talc.
the towel.
was
yeah,
it?
yeah, cancerous.
Cancer stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. No thanks for that.
No, I mean, hey, if
Gold Bond. I think they haven't changed the recipe since like 1850.
yeah,
Given cancer since 1850.
No,
I'm
Johnson and
kidding.
Johnson was.
I'm kidding.
yeah, this is the best.
I was joking, by the way. I don't want Gold Bond to sue us.
No,
I'm
Gold.
just making a joke.
They'll sue you. I like it, but
Yeah.
you apparently.
No.
I'm gonna just say, but if you do smell some stuff coming out of your body down there, it just shows you that there's a heavy congestion of lymph nodes toxicity. So taking the herbs, taking the sheep testicle,
Fascinating.
But the only problem is this: if you do, I've had patients, men who've had really low T and they've had a lot of testicular fatigue and they're not getting they have some ED issues. And when they do a thermography, don't go out and do a thermography, but thermography is a thermogram. And I'm going to tell you, almost 100% of the guys usually have congested lymph nodes around their inguinal area, right here. And what happens is, to really help, you have to do exercises to really get your lymph pumping. You need to do that. That's why I'm saying if you're doing anything, a lot of exercise, the herbs and the glandulars. Like you said, sleep and drink plenty of water. I mean, you got to drink plenty of water. So I know it's a lot, but you want your boys to feel good. when
Yeah,
they get older.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I feel like you've given us a ton of great things we should be doing or should consider doing. You mentioned and get good sleep. Why? Then that makes me think, okay, what are things that fight against sleep, which leads to, are there things that maybe we're doing in our lives that we should not be doing, things that we're doing that fight against developing testosterone?
So I know I've over-talked a lot about some things, but I'll just keep it real simple. You really need to reduce your refined sugars. I totally mean that.
Okay.
Reduce your refined sugars and your refined starches. So if you look on your label, has cornstarch, potato starch, wheat, any starches. I'm sorry, wheat don't have starch. Rice starch. If you see any of those in there and refined sugars, and usually your grams of sugar, if they're above 12 grams or something in like a candy bar or protein bar, you have to be very mindful. Sugars will drive your cortisol levels and your insulin levels crazy, and that will make you do what? Go into fight or flight.
Yep.
And that will rob all that good cholesterol and make cortisol.
Yeah.
And then you will not make testosterone. So if you can do anything, reduce your sugars. Don't do heavy cow dairy. Cow dairy has a lot of estrogen in it at times, and it can screw up sometimes your hormone. Now, I'm not putting down a lot of raw dairy. I'm saying just look after using too much dairy. So dairy, sugars. Really, like if you have a house or you have an area that's really moldy houses, mold has really been shown that it can really hurt your testes. So I'm just saying, if you feel like you're in a musty home or a musty area, please try to get your place cleaned out or aerated. I know it's a lot to do. And if you live by a factory or a farm, please watch out. Water source. I've seen patients who get their water tested and they live
Chemicals, pesticides.
Oh, it
things
will.
Like that.
It will ramp. It will hurt the body. So those are my simple ones. I know that's get away from those things. Those are simple ones. Okay. And some people who can say, like, I get these ads, guys, about like organic cotton, organic linen underwear.
Yeah.
And you'll hear a lot of the guys out there talk about it, and I agree. But they'll say that the microplastics are so bad in some of our underwear that the actual microplastics go through the skin and get into your testes, and they actually will bind to the receptor site to where you can't get nutrients in your testes. So that's why they say get organic cotton underwear.
Goodness. Okay.
So that's why you say change your underwear.
Wow.
Change your underwear.
So you would say, like, if I'm wearing an underwear that's made out of synthetics,
go get organic.
go get it changed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get hockey organic cotton ones for like $20 or something like that.
Hockey? Jockey. Okay.
So
I was like, hockey, the sport, is making underwear? What are we doing?
I do want to say, though, I know I'm just talking away, but I don't want people out there when they hear it, the guys are out there like, I don't want to have to do all those things because it's a lot to do. But like we just said, just lower your sugars, drink plenty of water, take the herbs, exercise. Yeah. And then, like you just said, sleep. You got to keep your cortisol levels low. The lower you keep your cortisol, like keep them balanced and maintain and keep out of stress, the better your testosterone will be. If you're a kind of guy that like tells yourself, oh man, I've turned it both ends, I'm going at it, I pride myself of working hard and not slowing down.
Yeah.
I know that's noble, but it'll eventually burn you out. So you have to be very mindful of your work ethic. Like, so
that's so good.
I know, guys, it's a lot, but
no, it's not.
Great.
That is bullseye stuff, man.
I do want to bring up TRT. I want to go back to that a little bit because, we all know guys who have gotten on it.
Yeah.
I was really close a couple of years
almost
ago.
as the default.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
before hearing, any of this stuff, it's just like, well, what you do.
Yeah.
And I was a few years ago, I don't know, I was probably 45. It was probably 3 years ago. I went, got a consult. I was really close. Like, I told Kimberly, I think I want to do this, And she was like, I just, like, let's pray about it, but also let's talk to some other people.
Yeah.
Let's ask, some people that we trust who maybe have an opinion on this. And it ended up driving me the opposite way, just to say, like, no, I don't think I want to do that. What's your hot take on TRT? And like, is there ever a time where you would recommend it for someone, or what do you think about it?
Many people probably disagree in the natural health space and with me, but I've had individuals and guys, especially that were so low in testosterone that I don't tell them to do it, but I don't see a problem with that just to get some testosterone in their body because. What will happen, and you'll see the guys come in and they start to gain weight, like almost in a barrel shape. They'll get on their shoulders, their hips, and their gut, and they'll start to widen out, and they'll keep working out. But they're so tired to get up in the morning, and even if they work out, they actually gain weight. So I've had some that have been low under 100, like so bad, and I'm like, my take is they put the injection, sometimes the Peloton and such. I understand, and I'm not, condoning it, but I'm also like, hey, if you can do it and your liver can stay clean. If you can clean your liver, go for it. Because I tell them it's quality of life. And this is my opinion. I mean, people may disagree. And like, we can use a lot of herbs, but if you're on the go and running hard and playing hard and you're super out of it, I've had people get so depressed when their testosterone was so low. So when you say TRT, I'm like, hey, if it's going to help you bring you out of that, you can moderate, in my opinion, TRT with cleaning your liver, keeping your liver, your bowels clean, and you can still wean yourself off of TRT and start building it on your own. I've actually had patients that do that. So that's my take on it. Okay. People say, really? Like, no, take the herb.
So it's not an automatic death sentence on your body's ability to produce it.
No, don't think that. I don't want anybody to think that. And maybe there's some docs out there that would totally disagree on it, but I've literally seen people that have done kind of both, and they've actually got themselves weaned off of it. So don't feel afraid about it. Don't ever feel afraid.
Yeah.
So if you're at like 300, you'd probably say, and you're doing a decent job, living your life, not feeling too stressed and depressed, you'd probably go the natural route first. Try all these things.
Yep.
But you're talking about outside that bell curve of like the hundreds, the low 200s, and you're feeling that depression, energy.
Yep. That's exactly right. The biggest marker for me is for the guys out there that have so less testosterone. I've had patients that are coming depressed and almost suicidal because they're just so low. They can't do anything. And so when that happens, I'm like, you need to go get that done.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That makes sense for sure.
So
that feels balanced a lot.
Don't ever feel like you're stuck in one area though. That's what I'm. So testosterone. But this has been good. I know you guys like testosterone talk to me is really important because, we can even talk about blue light. You can talk about how the advent of blue light and how it hits the pineal and pituitary gland. They've said that it's starting to reduce the testosterone in the body. So sleep and getting off your phone. So there's so many angles you can come out.
Oh, man. Drinking. Drinking affects your sleep. And it's affecting your liver. And
yep. If you do high amounts of it could screw it up. So everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. Take your herbs. Just try to eat like a lot of good foods with a lot of good minerals and vitamins. I know we don't. I'd rather have a basket of fries than eat a salad. I get that too, but you do have to start moderating minerals.
And I'd say just go get tested. Like I had my annual this year, and I've only done a standard lipid panel. But I was like, hey, throw the testosterone line item on there on this blood work. And it's just easy to get the baseline knowledge, like where am I?
That's exactly.
And it's first thing in the morning, and sometimes you want to do it multiple times. So there's different ways that you want to make sure that you get a good average of what your testosterone is.
Truly.
But I would just say, go see.
Go see.
So you're not just in your head about it.
That's right. In the knowledge base, I tell individuals, if you go get your testosterone checked, if you realize you do have low, it's really great to have knowledge about it, though. You get that totally explains. I have, and no knock on wives when they get upset with their husbands, so I'm not talking about that relationship. But I've had wives get really upset with their husbands because they get home at night and they're like, "Man, I'm tanked." And wives get tired too. We know that, but they will. The husbands are like, "Dude, I can't do anything," and they think I'm just sitting around. They go get their testosterone checked, and they're literally like borderline, like you don't have nothing coming out of your body. So then they get a little pellet. They go do that, and then their wives come in. They're like, he's a totally different person.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, get checked. You're right.
Interesting.
So, guys, thank you for listening to the Boredom Talk with Dr.
Incredible.
Motley.
That was incredible.
I loved it. It's exactly what we needed.
Thanks for that. I was so curious, and I know a lot of people are curious as well. So thanks for the help.
If people out there want to hear more about you, drmotley.com, right?
drmotley.com.
At Dr. Motley on Instagram.
Yep.
Anything else? Any other areas that you point people towards?
No, I just we have the Ancient Health podcast, and I do those randomly, and we talk about different subject matters. So what I've been trying to do is make a more educational platform. So I tell people, if you want to hear about like testosterone, send me a question or send it a comment to me, and then I try to put that in a backlog to talk about it. So that's about it. And man, this has been fun, guys. I really appreciate it.
Where's your little guy?
Here.
He walked in.
Yes,
I love this.
That's my dude.
This is
anatomically correct and everything.
So, yes, it is.
Okay, so I know time's of the essence, but here's the man parts. Okay,
but
if you look here,
we're about to go back to meridians here.
Meridians. You see those little lines right here? That's called the kidney meridian. Okay, the kidney meridian goes right up on the inside of the leg, right here, and it goes right beside the testes, and it goes right up into the heart. Okay, so what the goal is this. This is a kidney, this is the liver, and this is the spleen. They all go through the inguinal area. If your organ, the kidney, the liver, the spleen, get tired, it will jack up the electrical charges going through your muscles, and it will starve the area of your energy. That's how crazy it can be. So if your kidneys have before I go, guys, get tested. And I almost forgot this. Get tested for UTI as men. And I'm not talking about a flimsy UTI that just tests for E. coli. There are places like Microgen, GENDX, that will test for multiple infections. If you have a kidney infection here or in your bladder, because they hide, it will stagnate that chi right here, and you will rob your testes of any type of energy. So if you want to get tested, you get a UTI test. And I'm telling you, people have gone, like, I don't have any E. coli. I go get these specialty labs.
But it's silent.
It's silent.
UTIs can be silent.
They can be silent.
Okay.
And they literally will get in the testes, and they won't have like regular E. coli. They'll have strep or staph. And that lab will find it, and it will still stagnate in that bladder in the tubes that go down to the urethra, and they stick to the walls, and they don't want to peel off. And it will take a lot of stuff to clean them out. So I get that tested for people, men and women. If you keep getting infected, you have to check the partner. Okay. And then if the liver gets congested with it, it will rob it of energy as well. But the biggest thing is your kidneys and your bladder. Get the UTI checked.
Oh, dude.
And my goodness.
And now I'm
so glad you brought this up.
little guy.
I've got a checklist now.
Checklist.
Yeah, look at that.
This is the one thing. If you want to know if you have UTI, okay, I got to stop. But I'll tell you this one more thing. If you think you have UTI and you don't know you do, you'll usually have calf pain, calf soreness, heel pain, plantar fasciitis, or painful feet when you get up to walk in the morning. So if you have that as a man, you're like, well, everybody has sore feet. If you have sore calves all the time and sore heels and bald foot or tired, that's kidney infection.
All right, here we go. I got to do it. Here's the guy.
Yep.
For 3 weeks, Dr. Motley, I've had acupuncture in my ear.
Yep.
To treat my alpha-gal syndrome.
Yep.
And I took them out yesterday.
Yeah.
And I go tomorrow to do, I don't know what, maybe muscle testing or whatever. So I'm very excited about it.
That's awesome, brother.
I'm trying to temper my expectations.
Yeah. Don't keep them low.
But we will see. We will see.
I've seen most of everybody that did ear acupuncture for alpha-gal, which is an inability to eat foods like beets and certain proteins. Almost 100% I got out of alpha-gal. I'm not trying to raise your hopes too high.
Oh, no. It's a 5-star guy. I mean, he's awesome.
Yep.
And he's very confident. And I am like, it's a weird allergy to get into, and maybe it's a weird allergy to get out of. Like, put those needles in. Let's go.
No, totally. And I love talking about with you, because if you have alpha-gal, then when he does check and it gets cleared out, you'll live a happy life. I would suggest that you also get like just make sure that all your tick-borne stuff's cleaned up too. So I want you to get a tick-borne 1.0 and see if you have any more in the body. Mm-hmm. But I mean, acupuncture in the ear is one of the most powerful.
Oh, he had an ear this big.
It is one of the most powerful. You know why?
He had an ear this big, and it all had sections all over it.
That's why.
He's an ear guy.
Your lobe is a mirror image, like a little baby cradled up. Your head is your earlobe. Your back is the outer ring of the ear,
spine,
the spine, and you see it. And right here's your butt, and on the inside your organs. So when they put those little needles in, they're treating the other parts of the body by treating your ear.
Dude, it was crazy. And I was like, and I never saw them until I pulled them out. I was like, that is what was in there.
Yeah. Yep. Isn't it crazy? Man, you can...
Pretty impressive. So anyways, that was a sidetrack. Just wanted to update
you can do a facial diagnosis
I got to
on
take
him,
him offline, though, and keep talking about it.
I can't wait to hear it. I'm just going to sit over here in the corner.
It's going to be great. You can always say, like facial diagnosis, he's got really... Like, your kidneys are doing really well because the area under your eyes are nice and smooth. You have a little bit of swelling over the left eye, which usually shows you have a little bit of liver gallbladder congestion.
Okay.
That comes from dad's side.
Well...
Lord help me.
Chris gave me a clay mask that I used last night.
Really?
So yeah, I used that.
Yeah.
So he uses it all the time.
That's not
especially now that he's 48.
It's so good, guys.
Did you really do a clay mask?
He should. He got great skin.
Did you do it?
I've done one before.
Yeah.
I've done one before.
Yeah,
I've done one before.
You guys are great.
Hey,
man.
thanks for coming, man. This has been awesome.
We love having you.
And appreciate y'all listening. You got anything else? Subscribe, like, share.
DrMotley.com.
Get your testosterone checked.
DrMotley.com, at Dr. Motley on Instagram, Ancient Health Podcast. Check him out.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming back, y'all. Thanks. Keep coming back, y'all. Gosh, I'm just excited.
Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out the other videos on our channel and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos.
And if you're tired of seeing our faces talk, you can go the audio only route and catch us on Apple and Spotify. If you do that, be sure to subscribe, give us a rating and a review so that we can reach more people.
See y'all next week.